G'day everyone, Steelhorse here, welcome. Hope you are all well today. It's Monday evening if you're in the UK and the US. Or afternoon, evening, I guess. If you're in Australia with me, this down under part of the world, then it's Tuesday morning. And elsewhere, you can be places in between. So glad to have you along. Good to see you. We might jump straight in. We've got plenty to do on Newlands today. So let's just jump across. And that should put us in the map. So what's happening here? We've just entered July. Our cash is in the positive. I've just dispatched the first load across to the market. Let's have a look on our sheep. They've produced a little wool. Food looks good. So the wool we won't worry too much about just yet. We did put the spinnery in last time while we had some cash. Now I've done oh, that's interesting. Let's have a look at it while we're just here. So one of the new mods that came out during the week was an enhanced animals mod, and I've added that. We'll have a what it introduces is this new button called Allow Overcrowding, which we might take for the sheep. And if I understand that correctly, what that happens there is, first of all, the pens can become overstocked, but that'll affect the health of the occupants. And secondly, the rate at which they breed changes, and we might have a look at that a bit later on. But there's sort of a random number generation when they come to reproduce that determines how many offspring are produced. So I've gone with how it's set up for that. For sheep and cows, but I have wound back pigs just in case we actually do pigs, because my concern was that as it was, whilst the concept I'm completely in favour of, the way it was set would just have broken the economics of the game, which kind of isn't what we're going for. So down here, all I've done since last time, so I've swapped out the 3-axle trailer, and sure enough discovered that we've in fact got these IT runner bins. We've got two different sizes, the short one and the long one, and so we can actually empty, if we get the correct one on the correct trailer, we can in fact put the barley straight into our silo, which of course was the plan. So let's whack this on here and tip it. And welcome along. I can see our someone's popped in, and we've also just sold our trees at the market, so we'll duck over there in a second and get our worker coming back. Now I'm going to jump out of here and turn your engine on. And I should be able to now, if I correctly select the trailer, I can now overload into the hopper. So, whoa, except when I do that and pull the whole thing out. Okay, so angles have become important. So let's try that again. Now get new to line up. It's going to be fiddly, isn't it? I think I'm already detecting I'm gonna get tired of these augers fairly swiftly. Because you kind of they need to come with the ability to maneuver them, but then ultimately to anchor them in place. Because the idea that they would get tangled up and move like that it probably isn't so realistic. I mean, the idea that they'd move I don't have a problem with, but they're hard enough to position. Come on, back you go. Oh, for goodness sake. What is happening here? Why have I got no control? Very bizarre. Alright, straighten up. Now just go straight back on that. Okay, that must be just about right. Close. But it did empty that. Okie dokie, leave that there. Now let's try the bin in a better position to not actually get caught up with the doors. And we should be right. Let's see. If we can get a trigger just a little bit further away so that the doors don't hit it. No, that'd be too easy. Come on. So if I get a trigger, I can't open the doors. If I don't get a trigger, I can't open the doors. How about that? Right. Let's try that. Yeah. Oh. This is just not going to work, is it? Just can't get you to a position where the doors won't hit. Oh, there we go. Found one. But it unloads too fast for that. So it's just a bit of an annoying ore, but we got there in the end. So my experiment with these bins is not working ideally for us here. Kind of needs a slower tip rate for the auger to keep up with it is the issue. But we get there. A little bit of management. Okay. So we can pull you out of the way. And we'll try the other one. Let's just go across to here and send you back to get another load. So we want to go to potted tree load. That should get out of the market successfully. Just watch him to the gate. There we go. So now he's on the road. Let's come back here. Don't need you for a little while. So is it Control T to get you off the parking list? Or Control T you off the parking list? Now, disconnect the correct tool. I hope everybody has had a good weekend, settling into the one of the last weeks before the end of the year. No, in this part of the world, lots of people are running around trying to get their year-end activities organised. Now let's see, so this is the bin for the 3-axle. So I'm just going to try a slightly different approach to see if that makes any difference. I think what I need is a bin with a grain door, to be honest, because that will potentially unload just at a slower rate than the... Oh, come on, I can't get that trigger at all with this one. Or at least not from that angle. I've gotten myself into a position where there's equipment everywhere. Come on. Here's our delivery truck. Again, what's that angle like? Gosh, the responsiveness on this tractor today is terrible. I don't know why. It's all maintained, so it shouldn't be. We just want to catch the trigger if we can. What's happening here? It's really interesting. This bin just doesn't want to... Oh, there we go. Okay. Would help if I selected it properly, wouldn't it? Why do you not want to overload? It's interesting. That one paused a little bit better. Only a little bit. Get there. Just got to be patient with it. Rightio. So that's the grain sorted. So let's we can leave those bins there for the present. Jump back across to the yard where we can get some more trees sorted. And hopefully we'll get sort of 5 loads across here. Queue up. You do on that sort of angle there, I think. That should do it. Starting to load. No, yes. maybe. Yes. There we go. Just move everything up a little bit. And that should fill up nicely. We've got plenty of produce, in fact, today. So, welcome. We've had a couple of people just join us. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Feel free to jump into chat if you're in a situation where you can. We do have some other things to sell today. The bamboo and aloe is loading fairly well. There's bamboo there and aloe vera around there. So our garden centre's working fairly well. We'll just wait for this to finish filling. And then we can put it back in the truck and just straighten you up a little bit there, Chief. And send him back on his way. Is that gonna... Come on. It's almost full now. 10,000 litres it holds. So we'll just fill that up. There we go. I'm guessing that's about it. There we go. Just full now. Good. So 9,999, that'll do. You on the trailer. You back out of the way. And send you off to the sell point. And now we can go, whoops, I wanted to fix, we don't want to be jumping up there. So that's Control T to park, take you off the park list. So now we've finished loading the barley, so we can take that off there and go and sort our straw out over here. Which we harvested this field last time, so we'll get the straw off so that we can turn the field around. I'm thinking that we'll put barley in here again. We've got silver beet, gosh, I can't help myself. Sugar beet and corn in the other two fields. And now that we've sort of got some cash coming in fairly regularly and a good amount of the equipment that we require. We don't have everything, of course, but we can start to think about just getting some more land and expanding our fields a little bit. This area out to the left would be the obvious first candidate, so that's on the agenda. And it's nice that there's not too many, whoops, paying attention would be good. Let's get that bale over there out of the way. I'm going to get a few more bales than I really want because we had to take advantage of the cheap baler. Well, that'll do the trick. Yeah, the plan with the corn is to forage harvest it and make silage. Corn silage, that is. So we need to look into whether we stick with the forage header that we've got, which we could do, or whether we can afford to make the jump up to a good heavy duty forage harvester. So that's on our to-do list, along with potentially expanding our animals now that we've sort of got our head vaguely around maize. Plus, gosh, this is filling up really quickly. I'm totally underestimating when I need to stop and slow down. We're going to have plenty of straw, that's for sure. So given that we want to put some straw in with the cows, we won't bale all of this. We'll come and collect a trailer load. What's the any idea of the capacity of the cow pasture? Or I do not. We need to put some in to figure it out. So what we'll do is bale up here. G'day, Hodge One. How are you, sir? How is sunny Canada today? Is it sunny? Or was it sunny? Or just cold? Okay, we're selling some more trees. That's what I like to see. Our environmental score's helping out a little bit too. Overcast today, okay. Come on. I need that mod that I was talking about on Scott's stream yesterday. -7, yes, that's brisk. We're not quite in single digits here, but it's ridiculously close for summer. It's supposed to be much nicer by now. We had a gorgeous day on Saturday. Saturday evening. But snow till March. I like snow, but only when I'm skiing. Apart from that, you can keep it. Never actually lived in the snow, so got no real appreciation of what that's like other than the odd ski trip, which is kind of cheating. Come on. So we'll go back up and then we'll jump on the forage wagon and get a load forage that we can put in loose. And see how that works for us. Although I suppose I could, I'm not sure if it's got a bale trigger. Maybe we should experiment with that first. just so we know. Does the straw have to be cut? Yeah, well, different climates bring different sorts of challenges. I always found, I mean, I do really enjoy skiing, and as long as you have the right gear for the conditions, snow is fine. But it's like any weather, the wrong gear in any weather is not much fun, so... Let's see what we can do here. Turn you off for a second. What have we got in terms of implements? What's running over here? You're still running. So, if I grab a bale with you, which I think I can do. And let's see if you'll work in the trigger in the cow pen. Whoa. Oh, okay. I tried to drop some speed. It looked like a log falling out of the pipe. It gave me a fright driving past there. I probably should fold the auger. Well, that's kind of the goal on this map, is to play with different things, try different pieces, you know, not be sort of standard. Now that's a bit harder for me because all of the modded gear looks really cool, because I haven't played historically, so I don't know which pieces of kit have been around for a long time, so I just sort of am leaning to things that I like, just to give them a try. And you know, some of them you find that you don't like and you go, well, okay, we won't do that again, that wasn't a very good experiment. Now if I drop you down here, you will be taken. And how much straw did it take? It took 5,000. It's going to take 4 of those bales. So I reckon the simplest strategy is just to bale it up and drop them in. I don't think we might worry about trying to get a forage wagon in that doorway. We know 4 bales will do the trick. Now we'll be getting manure, which is good. We know I can use a straw bale in the mixing wagon, and in fact these 5,000 litre bales are actually a pretty good size if we're making a standard TMR mix, so that works pretty well. This works much better now that I've got the weight on the back of here. It makes all the difference. Kind of looks a bit funny with a, I think it's a 2,500 kilo weight. It's effective. now I'm getting a bit warm. I will need to remove a layer for all these studio lights. Let's just put you there for now. Use me for a minute. Oh, wait. Delayer. That's better. Have a drink. So let's jump across to, yeah, you can go back and get some more produce. 8 o'clock, we'll get a couple more trips done. A potted tree load. So this auto drive course is working pretty well. Let's get out on with our baling. I haven't bothered with horseplay on here for the minute. We'll do it ourselves. Oops. Actually, while I'm thinking of it, what we'll do is I wanted to, I hope I've put it in. I wanted to put Mark Thor's Better Bees. There it is. So this mod, now that we've got a little bit of cash in the bank, is Mark Thor's Better Bees. And the main thing that makes them better is they're a little bit cheaty, but they've got a much bigger range. They cover most of the map, and they produce a little more prodigiously for honey. So I just thought I would use them on here. They kind of go with the theme we're going for. So I'm thinking I'll just put them here at the edge, sort of on the hill where they can service the whole map. They're only 25,000, and then we can grab automatic shipping. We don't need necessarily to do. We want a big spawn area. That's a big spawn area. What's it look like? Let's put, this is our yard, so let's put the spawn area for the, can't see it. Unless, what if I do? Don't know what the orientation is unless I turn on zone markers. So where are we? Try that again. Go back up here. That side. Animals, bees. Do just fine, and we'll put him right there in the corner, out of everybody's way. Good. That was good timing. Can get you. Take that off there. Set you back up, ready to load. And we'll just slide these up. And they can fill up. Now what do we send? We've got some... Next we can grab the... Yeah, let's grab the bamboo next. Where's that? Fork. Only I could get caught there. The forklift works really well, being able to just latch on directly onto these pallets. Quite efficient when you got lots of material to handle. What have we got? 3,214 in here. So it's not full, but it'll do the job. That's it. And we'll send you off to sell point. Back down to Bailey. Can't program myself to react to that buzzer. Maybe I should grab that mod that Mark Thor was talking about yesterday. That would probably be a good idea. There we go. Click on. Probably just need to slow down, not be in such a rush. That would be a good idea. Pick this bit up. Almost got it. There we go. G'day, Mark Hathornwaite. How are you, sir? Hope the weekend was very kind to you. You getting everything organised in the run-up to the festive season? I'm detecting people being busy with stuff to do tonight. I'm also doing a really lousy job at stopping for the end of the bale. I'm used to baling larger ones and I haven't got it right, and I haven't downloaded that mod that Mark gave us the link for yesterday, which I should have. Would have been ideal. Yes, I was watching the rerun of FSG's stream. He seemed quite resigned to the fact that that was going to happen. So, and all manner of challenges in your household. No doubt, frequent reminders. I haven't seen any of the game or the highlights. I saw a headline about a missed penalty, but beyond that, I don't have much idea of what the deal was. Why did I send you to max cell? That wasn't the plan. You're supposed to have gone to FM tree cell. So one of the leaving on Saturday for 2 weeks. Very nice. Yes, my wife and I quite enjoy holidaying in France. COVID interrupted our plans a little bit, but we've had both winter and summer. We probably prefer summer down in the south. Friends of my wife have a lovely place in Biot, which is just outside of, or sort of between Antibes and Nice. G'day, Cranky, how's things? Good to see you. Actually, just before I came on the stream, I was kind of exchanging messages with my sister-in-law's husband about next summer's holiday plans, so trying to figure out where to go. We'll be in the north, place called Laval, between Reims and Le Mans. Okay. My French accent's awful, so you'll have to excuse that. I don't speak any meaningful French. Now, let's go back and get you to go home and get some more produce. That's working quite well now, that potted tree load. Yeah, well, we tend to try to organise holidays with their family, and so we've kind of done south of France a couple of times. We've done Spain, just sort of north of Barcelona. We try and get a house. Talking about Greece for next year, but the list of properties he sent me all run to well over £1,000 a night, and so either he's had a seriously successful couple of years, or he didn't actually read the fine print before he sent it to me. They look like lovely properties, but boy, are they out of our price range. And how are you today, Cranky? Were you on dinner cooking duty? That's excellent. Just before you popped in, Cranky, I'll just zoom across this way because it'll be easier. You'll have to tell Mark Thor when you see him that I finally remembered. Where are we? So we have now some better bees. Jason McKinley, welcome along. So Mark's better bees are now placed. I thought that was as good a spot as any, right there at the end of the penny section. In terms of an update on last stream's activities, so I was having trouble tipping the barley. So I think it might have been Frankie or Jason's observation that I was on the wrong length trailer was in fact correct. It turns out I had two different size bins, one for the 2-axle. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I put them up there on the hill. I thought we'll give them a whirl and see what happens. Potted tree load. We need to go and get some more produce. I was just trying to get everything sort of sold. Now that I've got the system, I've got a little bit better. The auto drive is working quite nicely. So we got a little bit of regular cash coming in, which is good. These are working fine. Now that I solved what the problem with them was. So what do we got over here? This is looking like a foolish sort of pallet. What are you? You are strawberries. Have I got more strawberries up there? Yes. Let's pop you down. It's probably worth taking the strawberries to sell. There was more inside. You're going to give me some more? That'll do. Where's the best? We haven't sold strawberries before, so we might have to modify our auto drive route a little bit. Let's have a look. Mr. Haythornwaite's special mod will tell us the answer. Strawberries, only because it thinks I've got 5 litres, 440 at the farmer's market. And where in the farmer's market is the strawberry sell point? Oh, there's storage locations. Okay, very good. I'm pretty sure the strawberry sell point is just inside the gate. So we'll send you... there, and we'll fix you when you get there. Did you get caught on that? Okay. So what I was doing, just in terms of an update while we're sort of out and looking around, so I managed to get the barley to pour in. It's a little fiddly out the back of those bins. If you're not careful, the doors when they open hit the auger and knock it out of the way, which is really annoying. And they also unload just a fraction too quick for the auger, so that they keep disconnecting from the unload trigger, which just gets a bit tedious. You have to sort of restart the unload 4 or 5 times. TSL. Well, except that it wasn't, right? So that pallet of strawberries is not showing up. That's sitting on the back of the truck. It's saying I've only got 13 litres of strawberries. Well, I just put, there's probably 8,000 litres of strawberries sitting in that pallet. Sorry, doesn't work. Right. Yes, that's okay. That I didn't think that was an issue because as long as I check before I load them, it's fine. So, and I'm not sort of living or dying on the prices. It's so much better than anything that I had before. That I don't need it necessarily to include every last litre of product that I've got on the map. I just need a vague idea. So, yeah, so those bins are kind of okay, but not perfect. They'd be much better if they had a grain door on them, because then the grain door would feed at a better rate for the auger. So that's okay. We're just learning about that. I went for the cheap bin option. I'm sure the more expensive ones have grain doors. You can see I managed to put a few things vaguely away so that we're a little bit tidier over here. I've put Mark Thor's Better Bees up on the hill. Now, the other thing that I've done is there was a mod came out towards the end of the week for animals, which is sort of like an enhanced animal manager. And the concept is that when animals breed, it'll allow overstocking in the pens. I've got to turn that on for the cows. And when animals get too old, they die. When they breed, there are percentage chances of multiple births. And if I just take a minute and switch, I'll show you what I mean. So if we go and have a look at my desktop and close that down. So there's a settings page that comes inside the mod. If you can each all see that, which I think you should be able to. And for each animal type, you can set what the minimum litter and maximum litter is, and then the percentages of the likelihood of outcome. Now, I don't know what RNG is actually like in Farm Sim, but you can also set the maximum age. So as you can see, for calves, the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 2. There's a 98% chance you'll get 1, but there is an odd chance that you'll get none when they reproduce, so stillbirth of some sort, or you'll get 2, which I thought was kind of a neat metric. Same for horses. Lambs are between 0 and 3, with the most likely 59% for 1, 30 for 2, and 10 for 3. So, and the maximum ages vary. So I thought we'll add that and see where we go. The way it comes out of the box, the piglet litter sizes, which are probably realistic, range from 8 to 12. I just toned it back to 2 to 6 because 8 to 12, if we run pigs, it'll just completely break the economics. It's just, you know, an 8 to 1 exponential pig breeding program just kind of gets a bit pointless. So I thought, well, we might give pigs a whirl, and 2 to 6 will be as good a place as any to start. So that's the mod. It's quite simple, but I thought it was worth popping in. What do people think? Oh, and I have I've partially figured out what was going on with the excessive lag I was getting last week. So we're back down to, should only be about 8 seconds between the stream and reality. We can see we've got plenty of food for the cows. Cranky's just added it to his game. Okay. Now, I'll be quite intrigued to see how it kind of works. So I figured it was worth a go. We'll just keep bailing up some straw here. Pop over and check our strawberry delivery in just a second, because he's almost certainly gone to the wrong spot. I've done it again. Yeah, we're starting to get a few interesting things for animals. The big question is going to be how well they work together. I certainly think it's a bit disappointing that giants are completely relying on modders to make that part of farming work and immersive. That just strikes me as disappointing. We'll do one more row and then we'll pop over and check the market. So I'm thinking we'll put barley back in here. Yes, I think that's definitely a way of looking at it. I treat them as both. So I kind of always start my animals off with a pretty small population, with the idea that they will reproduce, and that'll sort of, in essence, they'll pay for themselves, and then whatever they produce is a useful sort of parallel product stream. So I kind of look for both strategies. I would certainly like to see a more dynamic, in the same way that crop prices vary. I don't understand why you can't have some sort of curve for livestock prices as well. Let's just pick up some of this mess. Let's go across and see where... Oh, that's interesting. No, you lost it at the gate. I don't know how you managed to do that. But the bollards are now down, so our delivery truck is trapped. You lost it almost at where you were trying to deliver it, which is interesting. Let's put those in there. while we're here, we'll do the auto drive extension for that point because we know that's where strawberries sell. Let's turn the little markers on. Getting ourselves on the in course. So I think it's the best way to do this. With this vehicle, we probably can drive. If we record, we drive you round there. Should be able to get you in the trigger. We'll connect you onto there. Move chief. Yes, Mark. I became aware of that yesterday, and I got Mark Thor provided the link to download it, and I just didn't, which was just dumb on my part, really. Okay, now if we, which one are we connected to? We are connected to that one. I reckon that's going to work. So let's label you as fruit, veg, sell, farmers market. Okay, and then you are going to want to go to there. That sort of course, aren't you? Now what we'll also do, turn record off and delete you. Have I got any other unnecessary points there? I have. There we go. If we come around here, might also create an exit. Be a good idea, I think. We drive to there. Move you just a little bit forward. Right. So there, like so. Turn you off. Right. Can't do any more than that for the minute because you're stuck inside. Turn that off. Let me just catch up to chat. Sorry, I had to concentrate to get that sorted. So yes, that is the mod which I need to add. But also makes sense for PF on vine crops. Oh, yeah, don't get me started about PF on vine crops. It's like, why on earth did you... Well, I know why you left it out. It's because John Deere don't do anything for vine crops, so they're completely ignorant on how to handle them. But I don't know why Giants let them break the game with respect to vine crops. It's not like it would have been that hard to include them. So where are we going? We're going back to finish our baling. Almost done. Mini rant complete. So we're starting to get our head around this map. I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to put our own small BGA in. I've not ever placed one, so I'm looking for recommendations on ones to potentially go with and what features would complement what we're doing with Maize Plus and the animals. I don't have pumps and hoses, and at this point, until I patch it more substantially to work properly with animal buildings, I'm not planning to buy it. So I could, but I'd like to see it working properly before I bother to put it on. So I figure there's enough base game BGA and modded BGA stuff. It's just a question of getting the right ones. That's a good point. We can always, I'm not averse to slowing them down if the throughput's a bit excessive. I mean, part of how I kind of want the feel of the play of the game to work. Oh goodness, I just can't talk and think at the same time. That's telling, isn't it? I want the feel of the game to sort of be balanced. That's, to me, that's when it's fun, because then the logistics challenges of making everything work together are interesting to solve. When stuff is too fast, you're just continually in surplus and it's kind of a bit easy. There's no constraints. It's the principal reason why I'm not a big fan of Zoddlesock's stuff. I think that the models and the ideas that he's got are fabulous, but they just fall down on the economic impact generally. So I'll have to have a look. I'll do some research on Disturbed's mods during the week. See what I can find. The other thing we'll need to do today is I think we're going to go with the AGI auger that does the seed production. I don't believe there's anything in this. Ooh, what's that? No, that's too. Can you? It's still a bit small, that tray, because the roof extends over. It's hard to put anything on that tray. I've tried that before. Is that a corn? What is that? Oh, so it's just like a forage header. We don't want one of those. What's this? A 9-meter cultivator. That looks pretty cool, and that fits with the sort of kit that we've got. 11,500. I reckon we'll buy one of those. Give that a whirl. Treaded tires and standard. Treaded tyres versus standard tyres. I think standard tyres will do fine. Let's grab that. Now, does that mean I can sell or return? Yes, it does. The cultivator that we have. So let's do that while we think of it. There you go. It's always worth checking the stores. I went to the shop to look at the AGI seed treater and bought a cultivator. How often does that happen? Why you don't send blokes shopping? Every time I go to our hardware store, I buy something additional to what I actually need. Welcome along to any folks that are lurking in the background there. There's about a few people in and out. Oh gosh, looked away at the wrong moment again. I could turn the tone up, but I turned it down because I found it annoying. I guess that's its point. Need comforts, bought a harvester, yeah. Okay, I hear it coming now. There we go. Stopped on time. Jason, to your point, last week I did have a go at fixing the train. I temporarily repaired it, so I was able to get it unstuck off the hill eventually, although that proved difficult. But I noticed today when I came into the site, save it has gone and got itself stuck again. I went into Giant's Editor to try and edit the track, and I can't find the spline. So yeah, there's any object that moves on the map has a spline, right? Which is just, a path of waypoints that it follows. And trains are no different, except that they tend to be loops rather than point to point. Well, there's a section in the definitions for the map for splines. There's no train spline in there. There's a couple of different types of road splines. The tracks themselves are in there, but there's no train spline. I've looked through many places as I can think of, and I just can't figure out how to find it. So I resorted to, I can modify the XML for the actual train itself. I was trying to sort of figure out if I gave it some more well, I kind of thought part of that, but there has to be a spline or else there wouldn't be a train, because the game wouldn't know where to put it, right? Because the tracks don't mean anything to the train. The spline is what dictates where the actual train itself is positioned. And if you unstick it off there, so what I was able to do was modify the XML so that I, in effect, hired the train. And so when I came into the game, it was just parked over there. So I was able to tab to it then and move it. So it works, right? I can drive around the track when I'm in control of it. I can stop at the stations. No issues at all. I can call it. But when it gets stuck, if I'm not in control, and it gets stuck with its worker in there, and you can't call it, you can't do anything. So there must be a spline. It's just a question of where it's hidden. And as I said, I spent probably a good couple of hours working my way through understanding the map file, just trying to find it, and I couldn't find it. So. And then I tried just modifying the tracks. Well, that's not that simple, and it has no effect either, because the tracks are actually shaped to the terrain. So when it's a bit like road sections. Once you've placed the spline, you then run a special script and tell it what this is how roads work. You place your spline points on your terrain, and then you run a special script with your road segments, and it shapes the road segments to fit the spline. And that's what I presume happens exactly the same with the train. So, you know, those track sections follow the contour of the hill. Well, if you try and move them, of course, they got the fixed contour baked into the actual image. So anyway, an aside, probably not that interesting to most. But I learnt a little bit more about Giant's editor, and I got a little bit better at navigating through the editor, so that wasn't all lost. And I have defined a locomotive 5, which has got more horsepower and a higher top speed. But I didn't activate it properly, so AI is not currently driving it. That was my other approach, was, well, if I loop up the locomotive, does it have enough ergs to get over that little pinch? But the odd thing was, when I was driving, had no trouble with it at all. And so I think it's what yeah, it's worth. I will ask. I think it's a map maker question. There must be another way to search the scene graph for a spline. I just don't know what it is. I tried searching for train and those sorts of things. It just didn't come up successfully. Because whilst auto drive is sort of working on splines, they're pretty simple, and they work a little bit differently in the map than how they do in the editor. Which is why, depending on how the map's set up, auto drive will import data from the splines, but it doesn't necessarily give you good auto drive results. You've still got to go and fix it. Okay, we've just about got all these, and we ended up with a lot of little straw bales here. Question is, have I got a trailer that will pick these up? We managed to determine that there is a bale trigger inside the cow shed, so we can just load whole bales in there. Come on, I just want to finish this bale. which is why I made the decision to bail the whole field rather than just collect it. Come on. Oh, 3 litres, really? There we go. That'll do that. So, what's happening here? Where are we going to put? This is a baler that's not in everybody's way. Over there might be a good spot. I wonder if I have auto load on the Bremerwagen to remember. Because it's a base game device, it may inherit universal auto load. We'll find out. Let's pop you under there. You're going to get hooked on the post, aren't you? Oh, no. Finally, steering that works. Let's have a look here. You are auto load. That's good to know. So what we'll do... back you in. Loading method full only. Left... Now, which way are you unloading? Unload side is what? I can't remember. Universal auto load, where are you? Platinum. Auto drive. Cut open bales. So many options. Lumberjack, MX, park vehicle. Universal auto load. Toggle unloading side is you. So you should give me... Trouble is it doesn't tell me which side. That is annoying. Is there a key that shows me which side? Full debug mode, automatic bale collection. That's Control Left Shift R. Cool. No worries, Jason. That's perfectly reasonable. Good day, Ravi. Welcome along. I'm just trying to figure out what side it unloads. Toggle unloading side is you, but... Oh, maybe I can Control Shift U. It doesn't tell me. Left Shift I puts it on. Of course, it had to put it on the other side. Right. Okay. They're off. We won't worry about that. Want a new sub? I would love a new sub, Ravi. Left Shift F12. Is that Left shift F12. Ah. Okay, so it gives me a picture. Excellent. Thank you very much, Jason. That was quite exciting for that to occur. Thank you, Ravi. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the content. Now, where are we here? Start loading. It was there. Okay, it's not quite as economic as I was hoping, but that'll do. It's quick and easy. So we're going to get... That's all by the looks. Is that full? Needs a small adjustment. No. So we get a very skinny... I am middle-aged, Ravi. What part of the world's home for you, sir? Now let's see over here. Where do we want to put these? You can guess, but you might be going for a while. I can store bales in this silo, can't I? Have a good evening, Jason, by the way. Yes is the answer. I didn't know how it was going to stack. I was actually expecting to get 10 on, so I was expecting 2 rows. Now my question, I've got a sneaking suspicion if I move that trailer out of the way, I can actually drop bales on this. Or is it, which end is it? Where's my other tractor? Yeah, so let's move the class out of there, because it doesn't need to be there anyway. You over here beside the silage clamp for the minute. Yes, there is machinery everywhere. We're gradually getting there. It's kind of like buildings and sheds that haven't been a priority, was just sort of in establishment mode. So I haven't really sort of got a yard system sorted out. I'm getting there gradually. So the idea is this is kind of the logging equipment. The fieldwork equipment is in the shed over there. We've got augers for the grain storage. I've got to move the... I've got to find somewhere, you know, a shed or something for the grass equipment would be smart. If I take the straps off, what happens? Nothing. Okay. Oh, actually, I wanted that's... So what was that debug mode? Was that... Nothing like slamming it. Yeah. Hey, I can do that walking around the back of the car with the tow bar on it. I don't need special equipment. Now, it was left... What was it? Left shift... Okay, so that's unloading left. So if I go a little bit closer... I should be able to put you in that trigger. Now let's try, what was unload, left shift I? Oh. That's not a bail trigger. Never mind. It's as good a place as any for straw bales for the minute. And we did figure out how to get it to tell me where it's unloading, so that's fine. That's actually very helpful. Auto bail mode, control, left shift R. Turn that off. Which mod is it? That's a very good. Whoops. Let's try the correct key for which mod is it? It's the hayloft. It is silos. Where are we here? Only got a couple of mods in. Okay, containers maybe. Sheds. It doesn't take bales that much. Ah, it's definitely not the bale storage mod that you're talking about. But even so, I thought I had it on the list here. Oh, there it is at the beginning. Yeah, so it's just the hayloft. Never mind. We'll get there. These aren't too bad. I think I've got it on one of my other saves, Mark. So thank you. Now, which way round was I? That way. So if I go, which was unloading? Oh, I wonder if I change the loading method. Let's just. If I control left shift to new and I go to stack, what do I get? Let's find out. Much experimentation. into the field. Control left shift R. And what stack do? Okay, stack just goes that way. Does it give us more bales or less bales? So it's going to give us 8 maybe. I just need to modify the box that it's using. That's going to give us 8 rather than 6, is it? Because if it gave us... No, it's only going to give us 6 of those. Same problem. Never mind. Trees are there. Yeah, can I fit those in the gap in the middle? Close enough. How are we going there for activities? Corn's looking good. Where are we on fertilization? So pH is okay. Fertilization is good. So our crops are looking fine. Aguas Tenuous trailers. But need to comment them out of the add-on. Ah, okay. I don't actually mind the base game ones. I quite like the Anderson stackers. I don't mind driving around with it all. I find they work pretty well. And I've used one of the semis, just the straight semi pack with Universal a few times and found it to be fine. Yeah, so if we just get a couple more buildings sorted out over here to organise our equipment into, I think this will come up all right. Yeah, that's definitely good pricing. Left shift I, just got you out of there. Are you an auto load trailer guy, Frankie, or are you a manual loader? I must admit I vary. Probably more frequently just super strength them on, and then I get the stack that I want without messing around. How are our lurkers in chat doing? Hope you're having a productive day wherever you might be watching from. Oh, that's interesting. I'll take a look at it, Mark. Thank you. Right. Getting there. 60 pallets. That's a pretty good load. I've got the curtain cider up there for pallets, and that was only cheap, which was why I bought it. It was on sale second hand. Right. So we're going to get... Whoops, not close enough. Okay, we'll get these two. Turned earlier than I intended. And there we go. Just got them out. Did I leave any over there? I did. So what we'll do, there's two. Go and get those and bring them back and put them straight in with the cows, which should just about fill up the straw and the cows, and we should now be producing manure. Welcome whoever's just joined us. Great to have you along. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, come on. Didn't take it. So we've just finished collecting our straw. Let's head on back and see what the cows are up to. I think they're fine for feed. Our silage is all fermented. What's that? Why don't you let me unload? All of a sudden, let's turn auto bale mode off. Maybe that's the reason. Okay, there we go. Wrong device. Nice, that's the better one. No, come on. Drop you in there. One more will solve for that. Alright, so food is looking okay. Cows. Fully productive, just they're only young, so not eating much. We're pretty much full on straw. We are producing a slurry. And are we getting... Yes, we are getting manure too. Excellent. So that's all good. The seed device that I'm thinking we will go with, seed production, is this one here. So we need 37,000. So that'll be next time, I think, to purchase that. And then we can turn our barley in the silos straight into seed. I did think about trying just to, because I was curious. Where is it? Tools, is it? Containers, maybe. No. I don't know what category it's hidden under. Oops. Maybe it's in miscellaneous. It was a old cement mixer, but I think it's got really small capacity, so that kind of I talked myself out of it as a realistic proposition. It's not in belt systems, is it? No. So where are we up to? We need to mulch. I've got a tractor running somewhere. Get you out of the way. We need to mulch that barley field. What am I going to do with you? Over the sides. What are people's thoughts about, so I want to forage the crop, the corn. Do we just use this guy to get it off? I'm guessing we do. Pretty sure I can chaff the corn with that one. Where is it? That corn silage. Yes. Okay. So I can do what I need with that. And if I'm not mistaken, we don't need to let it fully grow either. So we can pretty much do that. We won't start it today. But I'm just not sure what growth stage it actually might need to be the next one. Where are we? Yeah, I think it needs to be one more growth stage. No, it doesn't need to be fully grown. I don't know if anybody else has got input onto that. It is costing money. It's not costing an enormous amount though, because we're only paying daily rates. Well, let's go through the list. It's a really good point. What do we not need and won't need for months? That's the key, isn't it? Whoops. What do we got here? So, see the bottom row here are only cheap. The forestry, we can get that again when we need it. So let's return that. I do actually tend to use the yarder. I probably use it more between streams for moving logs across. So I will hold that for the moment. Probably should buy it. The grass gear, I think we'll hang on to. The weeder, we will hang on to. The spreader. What we really should do is convert some of this. So we should unload and then buy it. Would be the right trick, because the reason we leased, generally speaking, in the first place was to test it out. And in most cases, we've arrived at stuff. I do not have a dog in game. We probably should add one of those. I didn't originally, because we're kind of a bit all over the place in terms of location, but let's they're under farmhouses, are they? No. The planter, yes. The seeder we'll need next month, Mark. And the turnaround is, so if you have a look at the way, my kind of rule of thumb, annually it's absolutely the right thing to do, but it's got to be more than a 3-month gap. What am I doing? I'm trying to do 4 things at once. That button. So if we take any planter, so like this guy, we lease him. When to get into it is a $2,700 decision. So hanging on to it for 4 months kind of is a wash. And that's true for most pieces of equipment. They all pretty much follow the same formula. Some of them are even more effective. So once I've leased it, I tend not to worry unless it's particularly expensive. And in the case of both the planter and the, so not the planter. We won't have anything to do with the planter. So that's actually a really good point. But the seeder we will be using. So planter, oops, planter, we can return you. Now, dog. Where is the dog kennel? 2 months' base cost is 2 times. Yes, but to get back in, you pay the base cost and the hourly cost and the daily cost. And so if you've already got the equipment, you're not incurring hours or unless it's running. So you've got your leftover. So it works out between 3 and 4 is in most cases. Where is the dog? Which tab am I looking? Oh, animals. There we go. Others. Doghouse. Let's put you down. Where are we? That way around. Where are we going to put the dog? That is twofold. It's not in the way, but we will remember to feed it. Over here somewhere makes some sense. There we go. Put it in the corner by the... Got that the right way around? Yes, I have. Excellent. We now have a dog. Which we can feed. It's Zeus. There we go. That's a nice strong name. And he can walk through posts. Cool. Right. So I think that's about where we will leave it for today. We've actually done it. The reason I'm sort of pausing is other than straight tidying up, we've done everything that was on my specific list. We've got the bees in, the animals are all fed, we sold some produce, we collected the straw, and then the next... No hearing running. The next thing we'll do is mulch and prepare that barley field and cut ourselves a new field. So that's been a productive day. So thanks very much for joining me, folks. Great to see you all. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back this time on Thursday afternoon, evening for all of those outside of Oz, Friday morning for Australia, New Zealand. So until then, stay well, have fun, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. See ya.